right, have and have not fans. So we're doing another theory slash discussion video now. As you know, in the month of July, they had 1 week of filming reshoots for season 7. That's the season that's supposed to kick off the next set of new episodes as early as, well, 2020. Still don't know an exact date, but we can speculate early January. Now, the second week, I believe, of filming in July was for season 8 of the Haves and the Have-Nots. Even though they did say a season 9 was coming, it hasn't been filmed yet. So just keep that in mind. During those 2 weeks, there really wasn't that much in terms of behind the scenes footage and things of that nature. I would say the thing that we got the most of was the confirmation of new characters. Now, in this video, I actually did a video a few days ago about Crystal Lee Naomi, who's supposed to be not only on the Haves and Have-Nots in the upcoming season, but she also got called back to Atlanta to film for Tyler Perry's new show on BET called Sisters, which is kind of like the comedy counterpart of his new drama on BET, The Oval, which will be coming out this fall. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is because, for one, Crystal Lee Naomi is a sweetheart. I mean, she is very active on social media. I would definitely suggest giving her a follow on Instagram. Very nice. And aside from that, I just thought about the fact that she looks a lot like Erica. Erica before she turned into Tales of the Crypt. But you know what I'm saying. What I want to talk about in this video is the possibility of Erica's sister being introduced into the show. Now, to be honest, just looking at the fact that they look alike, I thought that was a dead ringer for, oh my gosh, we're finally going to get some follow-up. I mean, the fact that people want to see the aftermath of Erica's death, because, and I want to talk about some season 3 information here in a minute, but the same thing with Melissa. Remember, she jumped off the roof, and the question is, okay, Melissa's dead. Is her mom going to come back? Is there going to be a funeral, things of that nature? We never got follow-up, so we can only assume something like that is just swept under the rug, and that'll never be followed up upon again unless it's in court or something, but I doubt it. But with Erica, you're talking like, okay, Jeremy, how? I mean, yeah, the whole look-alike thing is pretty convincing, but how do we know Erica has a sister? Now, we have to go back to season 3, episode 11, entitled 48 Hours. This was the first time we saw Warlock and Erica on screen together at the same time. Just to kind of give you some background, this was during the time period after Warlock had found out that Candace lied about the amount of money she extorted from Jim Cryer in season 2, which was $7.4 million. I believe she said she only got $400K. I forgot the exact amount. That was a while ago. But yeah, she lied saying that, well, yeah, I think it was $400K because ironically enough, $7.4 million, the gift tax, that's why she wanted that specific amount. So she pretty much kept $7 million from Warlock, if you will. So she lied to him once saying that it was actually $4 million when it was actually $7.4 million. It wasn't until after Warlock was arrested and in jail with Jim that he found out it was $7.4 million. So he was pissed. So at this time, he demanded $2 million, or it would be Benny and her life. So moving forward, this was also during the time where Candace was trying to get Erica to get forged documents so she can turn them into the bank, because remember, she bought the tow yard and one of the houses for Benny, so she would need, wow, I never thought about this. We actually got a foreshadowing of Candace trying to force Benny to sign some bank documents. Remember the whole situation about, hey, I need you to sign the documents so I can get my millions of dollars back from the joint bank account? Well, in season 3, Candace went behind Benny's back in order to put a mortgage on everything, the houses, the tow yard, in order to get the $2 million from the bank in order to pay off Warlock. Now, remember, this was after Oscar showed who he really was and took the millions of dollars that Candace had, gave it to David to give back to Jim. So at this time, Candace is broke. She has her house, she has the house, the car, and everything, but she has no money. So she's pretty much scrambling like a chicken with her head cut off, trying to find this money to pay Warlock. Now we move forward to Warlock just showing. This was at a point when Warlock was just popping up at Candace's house, pretty much either forcing himself on her, physically abusing her, slapping her in the face. I think he had given her a backhand because he just appeared out of nowhere at the tow company when Candace was trying to tell Benny not to work with Warlock, and then he was mad about that, hence why she got a backhand. Erica showed up at that moment not too long after, about a few seconds after the backhand with the documents, and then she and Warlock kind of had like an awkward moment where, she was afraid, but then he was acting all, hey, I'm Warwick, how are you? And then after he left, because he told Candace, and hence the title of the episode, 48 hours, you got 48 hours in order to pay me this money. So he leaves. Erica is visibly shaking about it. Candace asks what's wrong. Now, this is the part where we get to the sister information. Now, before commenting in the video, Jeremy, you're like 7 minutes into the video. You mentioned nothing about Erica's sister. And what does this have to do with Crystal Naomi? What are you doing? What are you talking about? When it comes to bringing up things from multiple seasons ago, I have to set the full stage. That way, the theory makes sense. So, just in case there are any trolls who want to comment that, we're just going to look at you stupid if you do that. So, Erica tells the story about how, look, you can't bring your son here. Again, this is during the time where Quincy Jr. was in the hospital, and Hannah and Candace were kind of at odds because both wanted to take custody of Quincy Jr. However, Candace really only wanted it because that's my son, and if I let my mom raise him, she'll turn him against me and things like that. So Erica is repeatedly warning. And look, before you say anything, Jeremy, just because Erica's warning Candace about not bringing not bringing Quincy Jr. home, that doesn't absolve her of any involvement with Quincy Jr. being shot. That's a slippery slope. I might have to make a separate video on that. But in any case, Erica kept telling Candace not to bring her son home, especially with that fool Warlock continuously popping up, threatening to kill her. But Candace isn't having it, and she almost breaks down because it's one of those things where Erica even says, I'm telling you the truth. Look, I'm just trying to help you. Warlock is dangerous. So then she even says, girl, look, my kids, and I was wrong for the longest time. I thought she only had one child, but she said kids in this episode. She basically said, I left my kids who can't stand me because they know the truth about me. My kids stay with my dad and my stepmom. And I believe it was also mentioned, I don't know if it was in this specific episode, but it was brought up that Erica's father is a reverend who I do theorize is Reverend Waters. He was way back in season 1. He showed up in this series after the hit and run, and he was at the March for Justice, and then also the Reverend of Hannah's Church. And I think the last time we saw him was the episode where he had the funeral for little Lizzie. So in any case, so Erica's kids are with her dad and stepmom. And then she talks about how, I can't believe he didn't recognize me, referencing Warlock. And here's the part that might be damning to this theory, but hear me out. So we learned that there's a girl that Warlock was involved with named Jasmine, who was mutilated by Warlock, all because she didn't pay back $700 that she owed him. Turns out that Jasmine is Erica's sister. That's why, Erica has a stake in the fact that, look, you know what? Warlock isn't playing around. And I've always suspected that maybe this whole Jasmine thing was a lie, but given the fact that Candace knows about this whole Jasmine situation, that leads to a whole nother door of questions that we never had answered. So what does this have to do with Crystal Lee Naomi's character coming up in the new episodes? Well, aside from those two looking similar, that brought about the whole sister theory. But think of it this way. The name Jasmine is the name of Erica's sister who was mutilated by Warlock because she didn't pay $700 that she owed him. But we learned recently that Crystal's character on the Haves and the Have-Nots, I believe it's Alyssa, A-L-I-S-S-A, Alyssa, I believe that's how you say it. So right there, that's automatically why, well, Jeremy, I mean, that was an interesting segue and everything, but you just spent 10 minutes talking about a theory that you just debunked based off the fact that Crystal Lee Naomi's character name isn't even Jasmine. Well, you're absolutely right. But something else that I found interesting is not only, and I mentioned this early in the video, not only is Crystal playing on the haves and the have-nots as Alyssa, but on the show Sisters, her character name is Jasmine. Isn't that something? So this can mean a couple of different things. Number one, Alyssa could be Erica's other sister. I mean, just because Jasmine was involved with Warlock and we later found out Erica was too, that doesn't mean that all of Erica's siblings were in the same kind of lifestyle as she was. Maybe Alyssa's legit. Maybe she was like the good child kind of model after her father. You know, I'm not saying she's a female preacher, but someone who grew up in the church and pretty much has a good set of morals and lives by, well, the Bible, so to speak. Kind of like Hannah, maybe kind of, I don't know. But maybe she shows up into the series because the FBI did identify that Erica was the one in the car that blew up. So perhaps she's contacted and is trying to get closure on what happened, or excuse me, get information on what happened to her sister. I don't know. Perhaps she shows up to get revenge on Veronica, ask Candace questions. I don't know. I just think it's a interesting theory to say the least. So Erica's sister showing up in the show would be interesting. If you want to go the Jasmine route, you could say, well, maybe her name's Alyssa, because maybe she changed her name to kind of distance herself from the life of Warlock. Honestly, I did not want to Google what mutilated means in terms of can you die from that. I don't know. I just didn't look. Sometimes Google is a scary place, not because of the results you find in terms of information, but I hate when you Google something and then the first thing that pops up on your screen are images, and I did not want any of that in my mind. So I think it would be pretty interesting if Alyssa is related to Erica in some capacity. B, I doubt this will happen, but sometimes Tyler Perry has this thing where once a character's gone from the series, he brings in a character that sort of looks like the character we lost to play a similar role. So I'm not really saying that Crystal Naomi will portray someone who's the next love interest for David, but it's something to consider. Maybe she's a love interest for Benny. You never know with this show. So with that being said, guys, I think this was a fun little discussion to talk about. And you know the drill. If you haven't done so already, I definitely recommend checking out the description below. I have links to all my social media, Twitter, Facebook group, Facebook page, Instagram, yada, yada, yada. Feel free to follow me on all those platforms. Aside from that, if you haven't done so already, make sure you take a moment to hit that subscribe button. If you want to do that, I highly recommend it because I'm recording this. I should be posting this August the 15th. 2 weeks from today, on the 29th, is my birthday. So if you want to say happy birthday, hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. Trying to hit 90,000 subscribers before the end of the month. I realized that the show is off the air. The channel momentum has kind of slowed down, which is very, very depressing because I was hoping to hit 100,000 by October based off the current, I guess you could say, growth of the channel like it was in July. But also Greenleaf coming out next month. My trailer breakdown, I'm going to post that by Friday. The video's done, I just haven't posted it yet, but I felt like, you know what, I need to save that little gem for the middle of August, so it will be coming out. And aside from that, you know, I haven't watched Ambitions yet. I heard the episode Tuesday night was extremely good, but on Tuesday night I went out to Walmart. Dumb idea, because a lot of schools start on Wednesday, and you know, Walmart was packed, but I made it in and out pretty quickly. I got Avengers Endgame on Blu-ray, and you know the movie's over 3 hours long. There is a separate disc for all the bonus features, so I'm still going through that. So I haven't watched Ambitions yet, but I have watched a clip on YouTube that was 5 minutes long on the own YouTube page. Seemed pretty dang good, so I'm looking forward to that. I do have a couple more videos to do. If Loving You Is Wrong, they released a lot of actors on the show Sisters, as well as the Oval. I got a couple of If Loving You Is Wrong videos to do. So yeah, I got videos coming towards the back half of the week, and I know this is the part of the video I've already gone past the topic. This is kind of an update on everything. Wednesday, very good day. I had over 120 some items sell on eBay, and I spent 5 hours getting everything ready for shipping, which is a blessing in itself. A lot of money was made, thank God. You know, filled up the gas tank, groceries, paid the phone bill. Just a lot of blessings come from working hard. So if you haven't checked out my eBay store, there is a link in the description. Currently empty because of the fact that, everything, I had 170 items listed, 120 something sold. So I'll be listing things probably later this week. So, trading cards, action figures, things like that, and free shipping on everything. So with that being said, guys, if you would like to support me, like I said a few minutes ago, just hit that thumbs up button, click subscribe, comment your thoughts on this theory. Let me know if you have any other things you'd like to discuss about the haves and have-nots. And as always, there's still no information on BET Plus. I don't know the release date. I don't know the cost. We have no exact date for the haves and the have-nots. I'm trying to just go through all the questions I get on a daily basis. But if Loving You is wrong, still no word on that. I think the last time I did a video was canceled and 2020. That's pretty much all we know about it. Yeah, I think that about does it. Okay, well, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. And as always, if you come across any news that's Tyler Perry related, feel free to let me know. Probably the best way is either Twitter, or you could just DM me on my Instagram. And once again, links are in the description below. So with that being said, be sure to follow Crystal Lee Naomi on social media. And I will talk to you soon. Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. If you like what you just saw, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, or if you have anything you would like to add to the video, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. If you want to keep up with me on social media, go to the description box. All of my links for social media are right there. Also, if you feel like you would like to donate to the channel, make sure to click on the link to PayPal. Any amount helps. $1, $5, $20. As a full-time YouTuber, any support from my fans really does mean a lot to me. Finally, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification icon. That way you're kept up to date on any new content I post to the channel. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you in the next video.